Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. This is Melvin Williams coming to you with another video. Again, I am at the construction site of the future home of Praise Cathedral Church of God in Christ. I am here to document the progress that has been made in the rebuilding of our new sanctuary. On your screen right now is Elder Daniel Walford, and he's talking with the cabinet makers. These are the gentlemen that has made the cabinetry that will be positioned in the hallway, the trophy cases, and all of the cabinetry. On the screen right now, you can see two of the cabinets. They're very nice. And to my left, there are two more, but I'm in a position where I cannot get all four at the same time. Also, Deacon Murphy Robinson is here, and we're just taking a few shots, trying to bring everyone up to date in reference to where we are with the progress that's being made on the rebuilding of our sanctuary. We're still in the hallway, ladies and gentlemen. Elder Walford and Deacon Murphy Robinson, along with the cabinet makers, are going through the various details of the cabinets.
Very incredible. Yeah, and you're right. That barely came in that door, didn't it? Yeah. You barely came in that door. Well, still the same height. Yeah. Just barely went under there. This is great. So we'd have to both of them and tilt it over. That's what we need. This is probably for you. My brother. Okay. Hey, now. Just talk to Rodney. Yeah. On his way here, green light, hook up the water. Say what? Didn't have the meter yet, but hook up the water. Yeah.
As you can see, ladies and gentlemen, work is continuing on the interior of the sanctuary, and lighting is not very good in here, so I'm going to give you the best shots that I can.
And I thought they were going to build a wall here.
No, they're good. No.
So do you want me just to put the switch?
Right.
In the corner, and then I think
What? Well, he got something that's not over 6 years old. He can take more right now. All the people around Uber. What we'll do is we'll space them, say about a foot away from you.
that's what you.
We go about a foot. Yeah. This way. Then all right, I'm going to check that wall.
I never think they space in between.
Right.
So I assume it's going to be
So that
yeah. Yeah.
Well, that's
Yeah, I assume they'll be the same. Just so I know how to rough it in for him. Because I have to learn. That'll work. Sounds good to me. Thank you.
Thanks, Kevin. Appreciate it.
Yes, sir.
This is Elder Walford checking the doors on the cabinets, and as you can see, they function quite well.
Everybody sees that and loves that stuff. Yeah. Did they put it in the row on the kitchen?
We're on the exterior of the facility at this time, ladies and gentlemen. Elder Walford and the gentleman that is installing the trophy cases, the cabinets in the hallway, they had a couple of points of interest that they were trying to make sure that every detail that was in the design was being met. So they came out to Elder Walford's car to look at the blueprints to make sure that everything that is supposed to be there is going to be there.
have a dotted line going over there. That's lower.
Okay. So that lowers goes across here,
Yeah.
and that's uppers over there.
Yeah.
So we're not going to do lowers over here.
Yeah.
We don't want to do lowers over here. We want to do uppers here and here. So what's the difference?
Yeah, that's not gonna be enough.
It's a little windy out here, ladies and gentlemen, and this is a construction area, so the audio in reference to the conversation between Elder Walford and the gentleman with the trophy cases is not going to be very good. It's windy, we have construction noises, and we'll do the best we can with the noise.
So what we're saying here is this is upper and lower. That dotted line, upper, the bottom line.
You break the lower. I mean, the tail end of that, so you sweep that more wood than this to build that. That's all right.
But over here has lower or upper.
Yeah, but he didn't lower on that to show this.
Okay, right. As we're looking at it, it shows the lower. But we don't want lowers over here. So we want uppers here and uppers here.
All right.
So tell me what's the difference if you look at the lower there. Over here.
Well, I'll have to.
So your drawings don't show everything that is shown on these drawings?
Yeah, they show it. It says on that, contract, we put a circle in everything.
But what that means is, if there's any extra expense on that, that's it. But he did the whole job. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
He didn't bid to us based on, he did a whole job.
Right.
So whatever that difference is, that's on him. He didn't bid this, but we already said we changed this out for this.
Alright.
And this is going to look like what we got back.
Okay, so the people
Okay.
Right.
Right. And which is pretty much what we got. It was more like what we got in fabric too, is that right?
yeah. Well, the door in Texas, one door is a lot bigger than the other door. So the door is going to be used.
Right.
All right. It'll work.
Okay, then.
Go.
Yeah, this is our secretary area. Mother Lot, she's in charge, and she came by and done her inspection after Dr. Walford had called and talked with her and set up an appointment to have her out here. And she came and looked at this, and she looked and saw how well this was. She was very satisfied and happy about the way it looked, and also the depths. She liked the depths that was there, and then she just saw so much space there. She was just happy about it, and she opened all of the cabinet drawers to look inside, and she totally approved and said that that's pretty much what she accepted.
So our church practices 3 ordinances. That's Holy Communion, foot washing, and water baptism. And so the sacristy is where we keep all of the elements and all of the articles, the holy articles that are committed to that those 3 ordinances. So what we have here, in here, is a place where she will keep the robes for the and the towels that are sanctified and committed to the water baptism, and the elements for the Holy Communion. That's the wafer, the cups, the chalice, the juice that we use that has been sanctified, where we'll keep the oil for the prayer that Bishop offers, everything that has been consecrated for those items, and underneath even the tubs for the, open this back up for you again, even the tubs for the even the tubs for the foot washing. All of these items will be in here. The shelves are adjustable.
Right.
Mother Lot is responsible for that particular ministry, so this was her area to approve. Anytime we have to take the communion table out, then the communion table has space to be in here. And nothing goes on. They even have their own water source for filling up the foot washing tubs and for taking care of the sacristy. All of that is in this area, and Mother Lot, being responsible for that ministry, is the one who approved all of this. And so we're grateful to Mother Lot and the sacristy ministry for taking care of all of this for us. This was their contribution, and theirs to approve. And so thank you, Mother Lot.
Yeah.
And thank you all the mothers that are responsible for the sacristy, and Brother Burns that supplies the sacristy ministry also. We appreciate you very much.
Amen.
And if you don't mind, we'll go upstairs and take a look at the baptism pool and look out over the baptismal area into the main sanctuary. So let's do that now.
Go ahead, Doc.
As we mentioned before, our church practices 3 ordinances. That's water baptism, Holy Communion, and foot washing. We're now in the baptistry area. That's where we actually baptize candidates who have accepted Jesus as their Savior. And you'll note that I'm standing behind what is the baptism pool. So this pool is unique in that only the candidate is actually in the water. They come down the steps. It's got plastic over it right now because of the painting that's being done. But the candidate comes down the steps, is inside the pool, and the officiant actually works from the outside. So only the candidate is inside the pool. That means then that the person who is baptizing does not run the risk of back injury, and they're able to then leave the pool area without having to change their clothes. You will see, as you look out, there's a cutout here. That's a window area that will have glass across it. The candidate can see out, and then everybody, whether in the balcony or on the main floor, are able to witness this outward confession of an inward conviction of the burial, the death, and the resurrection of Jesus Christ. And that's what water baptism is. Water baptism is the candidate's outward confession of an inward conviction that Jesus lived, Jesus died, Jesus was buried and then submerged, buried with him, and then they come up risen with him, the death, the burial, the resurrection of Jesus Christ, their Lord and their Savior. That is what water baptism means to us as we understand it in Scripture. And then we have this service in the presence of witnesses who then say, this is your confession, let this be your life, that you're risen with Christ.
Amen.
And you can see where the chairs are from the stage area going all the way up, all the way around. So even in a full house, everybody is able to witness this person's commitment to Jesus Christ through water baptism. So now we're standing on the stage area, the pulpit area, to the left side. If you were sitting in the congregation looking up at the stage, it would be the left side. Right over here would be where the choir would be standing. And that's going to have 3 levels to it. And then if you'll look up above the choir, the center of the stage, that's the baptismal pool where we were just recently, looking out. And you'll see that it's tall enough, it's high enough, so that even a person standing on the 3rd level where that plug is, where that electrical outlet is, that there's plenty of room for the choir to stand up and be singing while the baptism service is going on. And then if you'll look to your right, look up, you'll see the ceiling grid. Now the thing about that ceiling grid, that's a hard ceiling. And we just talked to the plumber, Rodney. I just spoke with him a few minutes ago, and Rodney says that the fire marshal has approved our fire flow, and we can now attach the water to the sprinkler system. And the sprinkler system, as you look up, you'll see yellow or red
Caps on.
caps on black pipe. That's kind of hard to see. But that's where the sprinkler system is for the entire building, all the way through the building. And what that means now is that they can test the sprinkler system and catch wherever the leaks are.
Right.
And once we do that, and they'll do that probably later on today or tomorrow, once we do that, we know that we don't have any leaks, then we can go ahead and put in all of the ceilings and the ceiling grids. Notice also off from the ceiling grid, this rounded piece and the big holes that are cut in the rounded piece over the stage, that's where light bars will be holding. That'll be holding our light.
Yeah, you got it. That's it right there.
That'll be holding our lights that will shine down on the stage. That'll be controlled from the light booth in the back. So in here, we will have all of our lights that shine on the stage and the lights that shine directly into the baptism pool. If you'll go down and look at the walls, you'll see that all of that red iron that we used to look at, it's not there anymore. The walls have been put in, it has been floated, it has been taped, and it has been with its first and second coat of paint.
Right.
And so now the only thing is the next coat, the final coat of paint to go on it, and the acoustic panels that have to go on the wall.
Right.
And then we can put the carpet in and the tile that's going to go on the outside.
Right.
Looking also across the top at the ceiling again, you see those metal frames? That's for our cloud system.
They come in right.
Those metal frames are our cloud system. So everything above that will be black, as you can see, and then in those frames will be white tile, and that white tile will give the appearance of clouds. And so the air and the lights and all of the other cameras and other kinds of things that come down from the ceiling, you'll see that in and around the cloud ceiling. It is going to be beautiful to look at what the clouds will look like. And if you want to see, just get a sneak preview of what clouds look like, if you'll go to the website for our architect, and that's C.O.G.I.C Architect, you'll see when their website comes up, you'll see a sanctuary that has clouds up in the top. It is going to be beautiful, and we're nearly complete with the cloud system. So we are moving right along. Now if you'll go on around, you'll be able to see where the framers are actually in the process of, they're on the lift, they're actually in the process of completing one of the cloud frames. And above that, all of that piping that you can see through the frames, you won't be able to see any of that because all of that is going to be black. All you will see is the clouds of white and the black. And then of course, the lights and those panels that come through the clouds. So that's what our framer is doing right now. He's putting in more clouds. As you come down and look at the stairs, you'll see that the stairs have been framed. Now, when we did this before, the stairs were on the wrong side. This is something that had to be corrected. All of that stairs that was near the outer wall had to be torn out. That had to be fixed, patched, and then the stairs have to be framed to go down the right side, and then to the left side of that is where we will have the seats that go all the way up and around to our 400 or so, 400 plus seats that go all the way around the balcony. So Saints, not only hasn't this work stopped, this work is progressing nicely. And now that we have permission to test the water for the sprinkler system, what's going to happen now is as soon as that test is done in the next few days, this job is going to move extremely fast. It's going to move extremely fast. The carpet will go in here, the tile will go in the rooms that have to be tiled. The electrician will finish out his stuff. The plumber will come in and finish out his stuff. We're close. Don't want to tell you how close, because we're also at the point where we're going to have one inspection after another. So we can't tell you, yeah, it's going to be done this date, because even when the contractor says, or the subcontractor says, I'm done, then the city inspector has got to come out and validate, yes, it is done according to code, according to standards. And then the bank inspector is going to come out and say, yes, we agree, it's done to a certain percentage, move forward. But so far, we're moving like clockwork. We're moving like clockwork. It's not going as fast as we want, but it's steady.
Right.
And so I think this is a good time to say thank you for your support.
Right.
Thank you, Bishop Eichelhart. Come on in here, Brother Robinson, with me. We want to say together, thank you, Bishop Eichelhart, for allowing us to be your eyes and your ears, your hands, your feet, whatever you needed on this project.
Yes,
we're following your leadership, and people are still saying, people who know this business are still saying, how in the world are you guys moving so fast?
Yes.
And we want to say thank you to the congregation for your support, not just your verbal support, but your continued support in your tithe and in your offering and our special anniversary days where we have needed to raise so much money. I think it's a good time to tell you that one of the things that we expected to pay was an impact fee to hook up our water.
Yeah.
And we were thinking that it might be about $10,000, $15,000. But because we had to put 2 fire hydrants on the property, and because of the way the water line came to our property, we're talking about nearly $90,000. But you all have been there. You all have been there. So thank you for your continued support, not just your prayer, not just your attendance, but your financial support. We appreciate all of you. And saints, look, we are stronger together, and together we are doing this. Now, let's go on down to the education wing. I want to show you something real special down in the education wing.
Okay.
Saints, now we're standing in the heart of our education wing. Out that way are the 4 super classrooms that have the big doors that can open them up into one great big classroom, or into the other larger classrooms we have. We can put 150 people in either one of those classrooms, like in a church setting, easily. As overflow, we can put in as much as 200 people in those classrooms if we didn't have to have space for the pulpit and those kinds of things. And over here, to my right and my left, are the next larger classrooms. But what I want to bring your attention to is, we promised you that, and you all agreed, that in the plans we would have space for lockers, for supplies, and whatever that would support the classrooms. Note these lockers here. 6 on the top, 6 on the bottom, shelves are inside. On the other side, 6 on the top, 6 on the bottom. In the top, we've got 2 cubicles. On the bottom, we've got 3 cubicles. This is where we will keep the supplies for the Sunday school, the YPWW, whatever we got going on. This is where the supplies will be, so that we're not taking up classroom space with lockers. All the lockers are out here, and of course, locks will be put on these, and we'll get the keys to them, give them to the appropriate people. But these are handcrafted, handmade, designed, and put in specifically for Praise Cathedral Church of God in Christ. Jack, the cabinet maker that you saw in the earlier footage of this particular video, is the one who put these in. And I gotta tell you, they are first rate. I think he said that the wood is red oak. I think that's what he said it was. Of course, it'll be appropriately stained. But you can also see that these walls have had they've been textured, they've got their first coat of paint, and they're covered now so that they can finish the rest of their paint. The ceiling grid is in. You see the red and white wires at the top. The red and white wires up in the ceiling for our motion sensors and fire alarm. And up higher is the blue and gray and the white and gray. That's for our cameras, and so that we can monitor what's going on here. The security of this facility, protection of your dollars has been of utmost importance. The safety of the people when they come in here, knowing that nobody's going to come in here, kick open the door and do any damage to us, and we don't know who they are. That has all been taken care of. It is already in the plans. It's already wired. And as I said, now that we've got the permission from the fire marshal, we're going to go ahead and test the sprinkler system. And once the sprinkler system is tested, then we can go ahead and put ceiling in here, because the grid is already in, put down the tile on the floor. These are different companies, so it'll all be happening at the same time. Put the tile in on the floor after we finish all of the painting, and then we're moving out of this area. This area will be done, because as you can see, these white things, that's the LED lights. They're already connected.
Right.
Already connected. So we're moving fast now. A lot of things will be happening at the same time to close this down, to get us in here for our soft opening. And again, thank you so much for your support. Thank you so much for your prayers. Thank you so much for working together, because truly we are stronger together. And if you don't mind me saying this, even Stevie Wonder and Ray Charles can see that we are united to rebuild. I hope you all don't mind me saying it that way.
That's right.
God bless you. Saints, we're standing outside of the Praise Cathedral. We're on the road, access road of Ben Zingelman Road, and we're actually standing in the corner of our driveway of the right turn lane. And this is a good angle for you to see that cross that will symbolize to everybody, day or night, that this is the place to give God glory and honor for the things that he has done. At the cross where I first saw the light, and the burden of my heart rolled away, and we praise God for it. Now, something unique about that cross is that's the daytime look. But if you look in each of the corners and see the black dots, that's where LED lights are, so that when the sun goes down, those lights come on, and the inside of that cross is lit. And it is a beacon to this community and to all that see it, that this is a place of worship and praise. Praise is giving God the credit. Worship is bowing our will to his. And so we want you to see that we've been looking for that cross to be ready, and it is ready. The lights work. It is beautiful. And when you come here, look for those lights to be on. And then as you look down the front of the building, look over to the right side, you'll see where the gutters are all in. You'll see where the stone has already been laid. And in that corner, you see that kind of a greenish box, and the fan box next to it, those are air conditioning units. And what we're going to do, and the wind is really horrible out here, so we're not going to try and talk too much, but I want you to see that all around the building, the air conditioning units are hooked up. The copper is already in. The lines are already in. And once we get permanent power, which should be next week, we'll be able to climatize this building, start running the air conditioning units, start running the heat units to make sure all of that is working, because we're going to immediately, once we put that in, start laying the carpet and laying the tiles. And now that we have the sprinkler system, we can hook up the sprinkler system. Once we get that tested, those things are going to go like clockwork. So we're going to go back in and go around to let you see. And what we've got here is actually 16 air conditioning units, 12 of the large ones, and 4 of the small, what they call mini packs, to make sure that even if one air conditioning unit goes down, we have redundancy, we have backup, and this is because of the planning of the members of the Children's Memorial Church of God in Christ, way back when we laid hands on those plans and said, "Here, God, we dedicate it to you," and this is the result of it. Thank you.
Ladies and gentlemen, this is Melvin Williams back at you. We're on the exterior of the building at this time, about 20, 25, 30 yards from the facility on the east side of the facility.
Okay,
and I just want to give you a side view of the facility moving from the front side to the rear.
Then once that's done also,
Bring a little bit into focus. What's in focus now is the private entrance for Bishop Eichelhart that leads into his office area. There are the windows in his office area. And getting a pretty good shot of the classroom and chapel area from the east side of the facility. Also, there are some more air conditioning units. They are positioned around the entire exterior of the building. This is just on the east side of the facility where there are some air conditioning units located. Also from the east side, there's another picture of the structure, and of course the bus barn. I'm just almost right directly in front of the bus barn. As I forestated, ladies and gentlemen, it's very windy out here, so we're hoping that the audio on this particular video is not going to be too bad.
Sure is.
I'm still in the exterior of the facility, ladies and gentlemen. I'm in the parking lot area, and what I want to bring to your attention, the lighting for the parking lot has already been installed. I'm going to focus in on one of the lights. These are all LED lights, and they are strategically placed around the parking lot to ensure the safety of the vehicles and the safety of our congregation as they come in for night services as well.
I'm standing right in front of one of our numerous parking lot lights. I'm standing in front of this one for a very special reason. That is, as Brother Williams lowers the camera, you can see at the top the LED lights. Those are tiny bulbs, but they are brighter than the standard bulb.
Right.
And as you go down the pole and look to the bottom, you'll see where black cable is. That black cable, and they're on a number of these poles, is camera hookups. And so we've already got it fed into the building. It's already there for our cameras that pan the parking area and zoom in, that allow us 24-hour surveillance and to maintain the footage of the activity within our parking lot. This is crucial in the event that we have an incident. There's no way for anybody to get on our property and not be picked up by a camera. There's no way for anybody to leave our property and not be picked up on a camera. There's no way for anybody to enter any of our doors or windows and not be picked up on a camera. And these cameras are unique in that we'll have real time, certain people in the congregation that are part of our team will have real time, pull out their smartphone, open up the camera feed and see what's happening on the camera. Said another way, when Sister Clinkscales is on her way here, before she gets to the property, if she wants to make sure nobody is sitting and waiting near the door and hiding for her, all she's got to do is open up her smartphone, open up the camera, and look and see if there's any cars or anybody standing around before she even gets on the property. Your security, your safety is our utmost concern when it comes to the lights and when it comes to the motion sensors and the security of this building. It costs us a little extra, but you're worth it. And you're paid for it. So thank you so much for your contribution, not just to the thought processes, but to making it happen. Talk is cheap. It takes money to buy land. And you bought this land. God bless you. We are presently standing in the middle of the prayer garden, which is behind the church. And you'll see all of those air conditioning units on the bottom. Those are the air conditioning units that supply the majority of the heat and cooling inside the building. They are all wired to the building. The copper's already set. And all we need to do now is get our permanent power, and then we'll start to climatize this building So this should be happening within the next week. You see the number of units you've already seen on the side of the building and the front of the building. What you don't see, or you can just barely see, and let me tell you where you are. The dark on the left side is the classrooms, the education wing. To the right, the light wall with the ductwork going down on the outside of that big round disc, that's over the men and women's lavatories. If you look on the top, it looks flat, but that's not a flat roof, and I want to assure you there is not a flat roof on this building. Said another way, there's no place for water to stand on the building. That has got a slope that causes the water to run down, and we've got the 2 drain pipes that the water will come out of and come off that building. So we will not have water standing on the building. We will not have leaks there. But you'll see the gray at the top, the greenish gray, that's also units. We've got 3 air conditioning units using that space on the top of the building. To the right of that, the other dark wall with the door in it, that's the back entrance into the fellowship hall. That door, once you go into it, make an immediate left. You're in the kitchen of the fellowship hall. You'll notice, while it's not lit at the top, we have another cross so that those in the housing area behind us will see that this is Praise Cathedral, Church of God in Christ. And then over to the right, you'll see that the sidewalk goes all the way around the building. It's finished, goes to the portico share. You've seen in and out of this particular segment of footage. You've seen the man working on the little loader there, moving the base around. That's all parking. The parking lot goes all the way around this building, and then all the way around the prayer garden. And we will have approximately 304 parking spaces when this is completed. Again, thank you for your patience. Thank you for your support. This has been a wonderful opportunity for us, something that many people have never had a chance to do, and God has blessed you. Thank you, not only Praise Cathedral members, but friends and family and well-wishers and supporters from around the country that have contributed to this great endeavor. God bless you.
Again, ladies and gentlemen, this is Melvin Williams. I'm getting ready to close this video down, but I would like to take this opportunity to thank Elder Warford and Deacon Murphy Robertson for their assistance in the making of this video. Hopefully we'll be able to get this out in the next day or so. Gentlemen, thank you very much. This is volume 18 in a series of volumes that I'm doing to depict and document the progress that is being made on our move from 901 North Pine Street, San Antonio, Texas, to 5895. I'll get it right in a minute. Thank you, Elder Warford. Ben Zingerman Road, also in the city of San Antonio, Texas. Gentlemen, thank you.